the gigabytes will wear out before too long because you can only record so much on this one.
What's the nicest thing you've ever done for someone?
I've, like, one time this lady had her gas tank thing hanging out of the side of it, so I,
her teeth?
Well,
what?
No, some lady going to a gas station, and then she's old, like, on base, and she, didn't put her cap back on, and she didn't put the little screw top cap on. It was hanging out of the gas tank as she was driving down the road, so I think she dropped it, too. I don't remember, but I kind of, like, waved her down and pulled her over and told her about it, and she was, like, thankful about it. That was nice, but, I mean, like, I've gone to visit people in nursing homes, and, like,
Oh, yeah, I remember that. 20 Holy Drive. You cooked food, and you put it in that little glass purple pan, like the, circle pan, and you told me to carry it on my lap in the van, and went to go deliver it to some people.
And then I've also volunteered for people who are victims of domestic violence, so that they wouldn't be abused by, and just so that they could be helped and they wouldn't feel like they're alone when they have to go to the hospital and like have a rape kit or something. Mostly around cherry plate. Nicest thing. I think just like when you notice somebody and like you're out with them and you notice the kind of things they like and then you go out of your way to do something like that, even if it's really small, that's like a really nice thing. So I think I do things like that sometimes if I can.
Well, what's the nicest thing I've ever done for you?
Like Dad buying me my camera was really nice.
I've done for you.
You remembered that I like the Chanel perfume, and I still like that a lot. You always pick out things like, oh, you got me the camera necklace that was way cool. You've always like been really, really like really nice about the things you got because they always were like things that you knew that I would like. They weren't like, oh Mom, here's a new
like the robe and the camera necklace.
Yeah, stuff like that. So you've done a lot of nice things, but you used to bring me tea sometimes.
I don't have any more. I need to get in contact with Charles.
Back rubs and stuff. I mean, you've always been like when you want to be really courteous and stuff. I came later on. They came with attachments. Like later on, it would be like can I ask you something? I'm gonna ask you a favor for next week or something. But at first, they were just really nice. What's the nicest thing you ever did for somebody?
What?
What's the nicest thing somebody ever did for you?
Hey, let me ask you something. Seriously. How do I say it like this? Like, not what time in my life, but when I was with who, or when I was with, like, who was I with where you saw me the happiest I ever saw me before in my life?
When you had a really strong girl friend who was a friend of yours who you goofed around with?
I can definitely say it on my own. Like, Kayleen was my best friend. And, dude, she's, like, thinking back on some of our memories, like, they still make me laugh. And they make me really, really happy. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, Guy. Like...
Oh, no. Guys are shit. None of them have really been, like, all that.
I know none of them have really made me happy, because they've all treated me like shit. But...
Not always and all the time.
Not all of them, but most of them.
Sounds like you've been, like, around the block. You're only 18. How many have you had? Like,
no. Like, 4.
Oh, okay.
But, anyway...
Well, actually...
Who made me my happiest?
Well, all I can say is going by all objective observation, if you're talking about guys and social relationships like that, I would have to say that the way I've seen you progress over time through some of the issues you've been through, I mean, right before the accident happened, when you were, like, going to school and stuff, you really seemed in tune with life and with things that are going on around you and cordial. And, I mean, to see somebody interacting with other people around them indicates a certain level of their own happiness. And going to see him and communicating, you said he made you laugh all the time. Oh, Mr. Caleb. Before the accident happened, in those months before. since we came back from Texas. And we were going to school again, and you guys were hanging out.
Cute.
That's what I recall.
So that's the happiest you've ever seen me?
Not the happiest, but I don't remember. But I think as far as during dating times, it seems like it. Look at that, looks like Ruby. But it was. I'm trying to think back on adult. I remember going to the beach and doing some activities that seemed happy, but I mean overall, because I judge that not only by your relationship with them, but also by how you react with other people around you. And I would have to say that wasn't as well balanced at that time. I mean, there was something underneath of it, something underlying that was not completely right. But at the time, before this happened, like in the summertime, maybe even before we went over there, it didn't seem that way with him. It seemed pretty legit, pretty cool.
Who?
Your relationship with Caleb. I mean, that's all. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the best, but I'm just saying that's how it seemed.
There's nothing about it that was bad. I think that I was happy, yeah. And it was pretty good, but I don't know.
You stop it.
Yeah. Happily.